Seattle chapter of the Black Panther Party was probably the most innovative, creative,
So what you gonna do?
Sit against the blue chair right there, the green chair.
Okay.
I'll sit opposite you and we can.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Good.
Thank you.
But you got a map here of the U.S., huh?
It's accurate too, except for when it talks about USSR right here. That's where it gives away its age.
Okay.
I plotted courses off this thing. It's worked.
Well, I've been to every state except Montana, Mississippi, Alaska, and Hawaii. All the others I've been there 10, 20, 30 times in some cases. Anyway, go ahead. Do you want to do the interview?
We want housing, we want clothing, we want education, we want justice, and we want peace. We're going to have some unity here. We're going to have some unity behind Brother Huey P. Newton, because Huey was trying to unify us to solve all of our problems. Let people know that it is necessary that we must unify on all levels. In all the areas of oppression, we must deal with them. That right here in the confines of racist America, racism must be stopped.
I was talking to her about Hillary Clinton. She's pushing for 5 million, I think.
Yeah, I've been advocating for 10, 12 years, 10 million youth jobs, what we call youth green jobs, environmental renovation youth jobs projects program of mine. This program is, what you have to understand is historically, I ran youth jobs programs way before the Black Panther Party existed. I quit my engineering job at Kaiser Aerospace and Electronics. I used to be in the engineering department there. It was a Gemini missile program, you know, electromagnetic field, black light, non-destruct testing. I did that for all engine frames with the Gemini missile program and all 3 stages of exhaust housing for the Gemini missile program. But it was a time when I was working full-time at night and doing 9 credit hours in community college as an engineering design major. But in that period, 1962 into 63, that year or so, I began to study and research my African-American history of struggle. And really, you know, I think Martin Luther King came about 5 or 6 months later to speak in Oakland, California. At the Oakland Auditorium, 7,000 people were there. I was one of those 7,000 people to hear him speak. And I never forget him saying how we got to stop this racist discrimination and how these companies will not hire people of color. And he says, he talked about a lot of different companies that wouldn't do it, and he got on the bread companies. You know, we were all very enthusiastic, all the people in there, and the community was there. And he says, we're going to boycott Kilpatrick's bread company and Langendorf bread company. And we want to boycott Wonder Bread Company. We want to boycott them so consistently and so profoundly. We want to make Wonder Bread wonder where the money went. Well, that crowd went, wow. I mean, it was something. I was one of those individuals. That was the first guy I was really inspired by. And then, of course, Nelson Mandela, and then Malcolm X when he left the Nation of Islam. More importantly, I say that these are all the years before the Black Panther Party ever existed. So I quit my job. And then I worked in a youth jobs program, a tutorial program. It was a more educational institutional thing we put in the community of North Richmond, California. It was a community area of 35,000 people's population, but it was outside of the city limits of Richmond, California. Anyway, we structured that program, put it together, so that's where I guess I sort of took up a new life, a new effort creating programs and doing programs. And then
community-based programs.
Well, they were community-based. We made our outright community-based program. We got Title II monies. We got matching funds. Of the 89 students that we hired, 11 of them were dropouts. But we had the bargaining power here to say, if you go back to school, you can have the job. But we proved, even to get the money, that even a dropout, you know, who's back in school, could tutor a 1-year-old, and 1 + 1 = 2, and 2 + 2 = 4. Anyway, that was the first program. The second program I worked for was Youth Jobs, which was for the city government of Oakland, California. They had summer jobs program. So I was director of the one in my North Oakland community. I had 100 youth, 75 males and 25 females, you know, in those days. And what they had the youth doing was cleaning up empty lots and stuff like that. That's cool. Cleaning out people's garages and stuff. But me, I was a high-tech person. You know, I was very, very lucky to come up with a lot of skills, you know. I mean, from age 6 years of age, my father built our own house from the ground, you know, on Saturdays, the weekends, and the evening, you know. And working around my father and living around my father, a carpenter, a builder, furniture, refurniture, and so on. That's the way I was raised, you know. So by the time I was 18, I was an architect. 4 years United States Air Force, structural repairman, high-performance aircraft. And then simultaneously, while in the Air Force, I became a jazz drummer. You know, and then I got out of the Air Force and I was a jazz drummer, and then one day and one night I was in some nightclub. So, you know, musicians take 20-minute, 30-minute breaks. So I told the bar owner, I said, look, you give me an extra $20 and I'll perform some comedic work. What? He said, let me hear you. So I got up there and put it, had the whole place cracking up, right? So I became a comedian too, you know. I became an expert barbecue cook, all that kind of stuff. My point, though, is you evolve a lot, you know what I mean, and you have a range, you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And reading The Art of Loving, I remember that by Eric Fromm. He used to say, you know, love, and you can apply it, you can apply it to motherly love, you can apply it to fatherly love, you can apply it to parental love, etc. Intimate love, which is different from motherly love and fatherly love. He says, but all of them, care, respect, responsibility, and knowledge. You must practice that. All four of them, as they're interrelated, as you relate, whether it's intimate love, father love. So I decided, you know what, I can take care, respect, responsibility, and apply it to a love for the community, a love for humanity. So that is some of my early development, you know. But in effect, me, I was really about programs with the Black Panther Party.